What is the difference between language and dialect? Language is a system of communication used by a particular country or community, while dialect is a sub-variety of a single language. Language has a system of rules known as grammar, sound system known as phonology, and vocabulary known as lexicon. All human has the capacity to learn language. There is so-called mother tongue, the first language or native language. Second language is discovered later and other languages are needed for various reasons. In language, there is so-called language contact or a new form of language. Example are Creole, Pidgin, and Chabacano. Language change is the result of language contact. What is communication? Communication is the exchange of thoughts, ideas, concepts, and views. It is a two-way process. It is sending and receiving. The one who sends is the encoder, and the one who receives is the decoder. Common system of communication is a sign, symbol, and body language. Communication takes time and context. Context is a circumstance of environment in which communication takes place. Language.
Types of communication. According to communication mode, we have three communication. First is verbal, using words, then non-verbal, using body language, and visual communication, use visual, photos, signs, drawing, and illustration. Then the second is according to context. First, we have intrapersonal communication. Intra means communication with yourself. You are both sender and the receiver. And the next is interpersonal communication, also known as dynamic communication. It involves two persons or two groups. It means to establish or deepen one relationships with others. Then next is extended communication. Use of electronic media like television, radio, phone, and other technologies. Then next is organizational communication. Work for company, then set of rules or standards. Intercultural communication. Having different linguistic religions, having different orientations. And next is according to purpose and style. In the purpose and style, we have formal communication. Lectures, project, proposal. Its objective is to inform, entertain, and persuade. The informal communication does not employ formal language, oral, face-to-face, or dynamic purpose to socialize and enhance relationships. According to number of participants, we have course. Number 1 is intrapersonal communication. Next is interpersonal communication. Then third is group communication. And last is public communication.
Elements of communication. First element is the participant, which includes the sender or the encoder. And the next one is the receiver or the decoder. The second element is the message, which idea or feelings that are encoded by sender. Next element is the channel. Channels may be a form of verbal, non-verbal, or body language. Fourth element is the noise, which is distraction that interfere by understanding the message. The next element is feedback, which response of the receiver. It completes the communication process that the receiver understands the message. That is the context. Context includes the physical milieu. It means time distance. Next is the social milieu, which means relationship between sender and receiver. Second is the physiological milieu, means feelings, attitude, or mood. The second is the cultural milieu,
Model of communication. First, Aristotle's models. In Aristotle's models, we have three elements of types of communication Aristotle model. First is speaker, second is speech, and third is audience. Then, Laswell model, we have five elements, which is communication, message, medium, receiver, and effect. Shannon Claiborne model, we have five elements, which is sender, encoder, channel, decoder, and receiver. Verlos model, we have four elements, which is sender, message, channel, and receiver. And last is the Dance Helical model.
My topic is about communication mode. Communication mode has four types. First is the face-to-face interaction, which means the most common of all communication modes. It's also called phatic communication, which means daily communication. It is an informal or casual conversation. Second communication mode is video. Video is where phones, cameras are used so that two or more people communicate with each other. Third is the audio, which means audio transmitted sounds. Only the voice of the speaker is heard. It is quite difficult if you're listening to people with different accents. The last communication mode is text-based communication, which includes email, Instagram, and text messaging. It has a wider reach and can disseminate information to a bigger and longer group of audience. And that is the four types of communication mode.
Principle of effective writing communication, the 7 C's. Clarity. Be clear about your message. Always be guided by your purpose and communicating. Conciseness. Always take to the point and do not beat around the bus. Be brief, the focusing on your main point. Completeness. Include all necessary and relevant information so that audience will not be left waiting for any information. Always place in the shoes of your readers who is always interested to receive new information. Courtesy. The tone of your writing should be friendly. Avoid any overtone or undertone of intonations, element, composition, and means completeness. Support your claims with enough fact. Your readers will easily know if you are bluffing and or deceiving them because there is nothing to sustain your claims. Correctness. Observe grammatical corrections in your writing. Always have time to edit and revise your work. Coherence. Your ideas should be connections to each other or related to the topic. Use transitional or conceive device so that the ideas cohere with one another.
The general principles of effective communication. Know your purpose in communicating. Know your audience. Know your topic. Adjust your speech. Work on feedback that was given to you. Principles of effective oral communication. Be clear with your purpose. Be complete with message you deliver. Be concise. Be natural with your delivery. Be specific and timely with your feedback.
Intercultural communication. It has become a widespread notation that speakers use of different language result in intercultural miscommunication and misunderstanding. The lack of shared knowledge and beliefs and cultural diversity make it more complicated to arrive at the correct inference of interpretation of the meanings. It is important to emphasize that the ownership of English cannot be attributed to just one country or to those who use it as a native or home language. The recent study have showed that the problem of misunderstanding is not over and can be traced to speech previous fairly managed, turn taken, and non-allegiance parallel. Misunderstanding in intercultural communication may not allow because by verbal utterance, misunderstanding may also occur due to wrong interpretation of the non-verbal code. Source of misunderstanding per 2016. Ambiguous and ambiguous systematic in which utterance is often to different interpretation. Second, performance-related misunderstanding. Slip of the tongue and missharing which may do to utterize spoken quickly and unclearly. Language-related misunderstanding, ungrammatically or off sentence. Gaps in word knowledge. Gaps is contained rather than language. Local content, turns and turns with sentence proceed by the participant themselves, by the participants, and the orientation of participant as well as the refer moves that follow the discipline understand.
Globalization. What is globalization? In simple terms, globalization is the process by which people and goods are moved easily across borders. Globalization has brought many benefits to many people, but not everyone. Globalization has speeded up enormously over the last half century. And what's good about globalization? Globalization has led to many millions of people being lifted out of poverty. Globalization has not only allowed nations to trade with each other, but also to cooperate with